on. There's a heavyweight that you've mentioned that I know you've had meetings. You've had a very interesting public relationship with him and Shirley Winkle, Lou DiBella, Al Heyman. When Deontay Wilder actually met with the Zone, did you really think that there was a realistic possibility of him jumping ship?
I thought it was done.
Really?
Honestly. I mean, we had John Skipper, obviously, who's former ESPN, now running the Zone. He is very, very good at closing deals, right? And there needed to be a middleman between Team Wilder and Team Joshua because the relationship was that bad. One of those problems was them, and one of those problems was me. Like, I'm learning in America that the banter and sarcasm is a little bit different to the UK. So this guy, Shelley Finkel, who is an old school advisor, he upset me with a few things he said. So I started calling him Shirley Winkle.
I know, that's funny.
And it drove, when I say lost the plot, people were phoning him up, media, calling him Shirley Winkle by mistake because everyone was synonymous now. He's no longer Shirley Winkle.
You were like Trump, give away the nicknames.
Yeah. So I almost felt bad. And then it's every interview, it's he keeps calling me Shirley Winkle. This is so disrespectful. I'm like, I'm joking, bro. Don't worry. Just get this is all about the build to the fight.
Sure.
But they took it so personally
right.
that the relationship just broke down.
Yeah.
So when John jumped in and said, look, they don't like you. No. Right, you don't really like them. I was like, I don't not like them. I'm just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, right.
So let me go in, and this is what we're going to do. We had a meeting an hour before that meeting. These are the numbers we're going to offer. I'm like, I remember speaking to my dad. I'm like, this fight's happening.
It's going to happen.
I said, he can't turn down this money. No way. I said, this is and then they came out and it's like, yeah, it went okay. I'm like, oh, is he in? He's like, yeah, I don't know. And then a couple of days later, obviously announced that he was fighting Brazil, and they were like, no, it's not happening. We're like, wow. Fair play to Wilder because the money that he actually accepted a deal from us until he decided not to sign a contract probably 6 months ago. It was like a third of what he was now being offered. And that offer probably will increase.
Right.
But at what stage does someone get beat? I mean, Ruiz might sling a big left hook and knock Joshua out. What? Brazil might chin Wilder. And so at some point you have to bite on these numbers. But and I thought that would be it.
But do you think it was his decision?
Ultimately, I mean, I know, where you're going with the question of, is it? I think a lot of people, there are too many people in boxing that make decisions to benefit themselves and their business rather than their client or their fighter.
Right.
So, in that instance, it's the PBC couldn't really afford to lose Wilder and take him from their broadcast partners because it would affect the business of the PBC. That really has nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. If you're advising someone, your job is to do the best job for your client. So they may have had a deal in place or a plan in place that could counter or even better that offer. We don't actually know. I don't think so. But, at the end of the day, for that kind of opportunity, and if it meant Joshua, if Showtime come along or Al Heyman come along and said, right, here is the deal for Joshua. It's, 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, and this is how it works. There comes a point where I can't, I don't want Joshua to come off the Zone,
right? Because
that's where I think, they're going to be invested in. But if that opportunity arose, I'd say, go on, mate.
Yeah.
The key is to be undisputed champion. For me, money's great, and Joshua's got a lot of money. We got a successful company. But the pleasure and the joy of seeing him becoming undisputed heavyweight world champion beats any money. We took this kid from, now I went down Sheffield amateur gym. I spotted him hitting a heavy bag, 10 amateur fights in. 20 fights later, he got robbed of a gold medal in the World Championship. 3 months later, he won Olympic gold. Then we signed him from the debut. So we took him all the way, to the Klitschko fight at Wembley, to the MSG debut. The only thing we want is to be undisputed world heavyweight. And of course, he has to have the right deal, but it shouldn't get in the way. And Wilder must want the same. And I do believe he does want the same. Every fighter wants to be undisputed.